Hello, this is the last problem on the quizette. And the problem is asking, which object has the largest volume? So looks like more than one object. A sphere with the radius of 4.2 inches or a cone with a radius of 7.4 and a height of 8.3 inches. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to break this up into two objects here. We're going to go ahead and address a sphere with a radius of 4.2 inches. And our second object is clearly telling us a cone with a radius of 7.4 inches and a height of 8.3. So I'm going to draw those out. So a sphere is a ball, about as round as I can make it, there we go, with a radius of 4.2 inches. That means halfway across the circle. And the cone, so go ahead and draw these in too. A cone is got a height of 7.4. And watch out for the radius and diameter trick. Okay, and here it does say a radius of 7.4, so we're safe there. Oh, wait a minute. Ooh, height of 8.3 inches, so that 7.4 isn't right. So we need to go with a height of, let's see. Where's my eraser? There we go. So we're going to go with the height of 8.3. So let's go ahead and change that to see how good I can recover. 8.3. That looks awful. There we go. So that's what we'll do. There we go. 8.3 and a radius of 7.4. So 7.4 I like to put on the bottom so that way we know the difference. Okay. So first thing we got to do is determine the volume formula for a sphere. Now, again, the formula you just have to know. Now I'm going to go ahead and stick with red here. We have volume equals 4 over 3 times, times pi times the radius to the third power. So we got 4 over 3 times pi times radius to the third power. So remember, know these formulas. You got to know it or it's just going to cause a problem. Alright, the only thing we got to plug in is 4.2 into radius to the third dimension. Again, third dimension is used for the sphere only. The cones, remember, it's only 2 raspberries. Alright, let's see. Plug it in. So we got volume equals 4 over 3 times 3.14 times, that's multiplication, so we'll make that large here. And make it large. There we go. Let's go back up. There we go. Perfect. Multiply 4.2 to the third power. Alright, so go ahead and pick up the calculator. So pick up the calculator, turn it on, make sure it's working. Alright, so in the calculator, we're going to go ahead and work out where we have, let's bring up my highlighter, 4.2 to the third power. So here's how you do that. In the calculator, type in 4.2 times 4.2. Now press the multiplication sign one more time. Now notice you should have 17.64 on top of your screen. Press 4.2 and press equals. And you should have in your calculator 74.088. So that is, let's see, red pen, 74 point Call it 0.9 because we're going to go ahead and round that 8 up to a 9. Alright, and everything else, just bring it down. So volume equals, and you see that 4 over 3? Let's just make it easier. Let's just call it 4 divide 3 times 3.14. Multiply that new number of 74.09. Okay, so in the calculator, we're just going to go ahead and keep working from left to right. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do 4 divide 3. So in your calculator, clear it off. Type in 4, press the division key, 3 equals, looks like 1.33 forever. So we got volume equals 1.33. Now, leave that 1.33 in your calculator right now. So again, calculator needs to be in your hand. So make sure the calculator's in your hand. It should say 1.333333. Press the multiplication sign, and let's go ahead and use the 3.14. So type in 3 point, and that's the decimal underneath the 2, 14, and press equals. And you should now be at it looks like 4.1866667. And that's basically 4.186 that goes on forever. And they rounded that 6 up to a 7 for you automatically. Okay, let's go back to our paper and write some of this down. So right now on my paper I got volume equals 1.33 times, bring everything else down, so 3.14 times 74, decimal, let's back up. One more time, there we go, one more time, there we go, 74.09. And we know that this part right here, 1.33 times 3.14, that's what the calculator right now, that turned into volume equals, let's see, 4.1, call it 9, let's round up, 4.19 times 74.09. And now we're at the last part. So just go ahead and take your 4.19 and multiply it times 74.09. So in your calculator right now, it should still say 4.1866667 times, press the multiplication key now, times 74, press the decimal button, 09, and you should get 310.19. And we're just going to round off the 0.13 at the end. Just take that off. We don't need it. Okay, again, it's insignificant rounding because we're talking about past the hundredths place. We don't need that. So we're going to use 310.19 as our final answer. So it equals 310.19. And we were talking about inches this time, so it's going to put inches to the third dimension. And box that in. That's the volume of a sphere. Now remember, the original question was asking, well, what is the height? It's asking for the height. So here we go. We need to figure out the volume of the cone. All right. Here we go. The volume of the cone is pretty easy because we have a little trick for that. That's going to be volume equals, take off the highlighter tool there. All right, volume equals, we need a pi times raspberries to the second power times the height. That's the cylinder, but remember, we're talking about a cone. Cones always have divide 3 at the end. All right, let's plug it in. So we have volume equals pi multiply the radius. The radius was 7.4. So again, radius was 7.4. So we'll just take the radius, plug in 7.4. So 7.4 to the second power multiply your height 8.3, and divide 3. Divide 3. Beautiful. Okay. The only part I would change is that pi right there. So we should have used 3.14 there. But it's okay. We can leave it as pi because we're so good at this by now. We already know that's 3.14. Alright, so now let's go ahead and work out the exponent first. So 7.4 to the second power. Pick up your calculator and plug that in. Here we go. So the calculator's in my hand. You got your calculator in your hand right now too. Calculator's going to go ahead and go 7.4 multiply 7.4. It's going to take us to 54.76. So we got 54.76, and let me put that in there. 54.76. And everything else, let's bring it down. So we got times 8.3, divide 3. And the volume, bring it down. We got volume equals 3.14 times the rest of that. Woo! Alright, we're getting there. So now, this part, it looks bad. It's like, oh man, Miss Painter, look at all these numbers. This is all calculator work though. You gotta remember, just plug it in your calculator. And the first thing that goes in the calculator is 3.14 times 54.76. That's not too bad. Alright, so pick up your calculator. Here we go. We got 3.14 times 54.76. Again, you plug in this in your calculator, you're checking. And check and see if you got in your calculator volume equals, I got 171 point, I'm going to round that to a 95. 95. So 171.95. So again, round up on that one. Multiply, bring down your 8.3. And also bring down divide 2. Okay, here we go. So we got 171.95 multiply 8.3. So again, it looks long, but just use a calculator on this. Okay, clear out the calculator. So I'm pressing clear on the calculator. So I got 171. So calculator needs to be in your hand. Type this in. You're checking it with me. 0.95 times 8.3. And I got, let's see, what did I get here? My calculator, I got 1,427.18. Leave it as 8, don't round up on 5s. So I got 1,427.185. When it's a 5, don't round up. Only round up when it's a 6 or higher. Back on the paper, pick up your pencil. So we got dividing 3 at the end. So I made a little mistake. These need to be divide 3s at the end. Divide 3, divide 3. There we go. Okay, so double check your paper. These should all say divide 3. Divide 3, divide 3, divide 3. For whatever reason, I put divide 2. But that's why when you do it step by step and you see a little mistake, just fix it. It happens. Alright, so there we go. So we got 1,427.18 divide 3 will give us our final answer here for a volume of a cone. Alright, here we go. Volume equals, pick up your calculator. Okay, clear it off. Type in your calculator 1,427. So in your calculator you should have a 1427.18 divide 3 equals, I got 400 475.70, and now you're going to round up, 73. So volume of the sphere is 475.73 inches to the third dimension. Okay, now if you take a look back at the question here, the question originally asked, let's see, here we go. Which object has the largest volume? So if I go back to my sphere right here, that came out to be 310.19. Where the cone, that volume turned out to be 475. So, to answer the question, which object has the largest volume? The cone was larger. So, you need to answer the question to complete the statement here. Alright, so I'll go up here. I'm going to write down the cone, and you got to use a complete sentence, has the largest volume. There you go. There's a complete sentence. And I even put an exclamation mark because I just totally proved it. There we go. And make sure you leave this stuff on your paper. Again, all this stuff right here, leave it there because that's proof that the cone is larger. And it's actually larger by a long shot. And that concludes the Quizette for week 7.